Clayton here at the Memphis location. I'm going to quickly go over some tools and then the devices that you're going to be utilizing for rooftop units and air handlers on the smaller size. First off, safety. Common sense and the OSHA rules. Follow the rules and your common sense and don't get hurt. Gloves, safety glasses especially if you're going to have any time at all checking the UV light while the UV light is on. You do not want that light to hit your skin or especially your eyes for any length of time. Let's talk about good old-fashioned electrician's tool bag. Make sure that you just have your tool bags stocked up with your common tools. Specifically, of course, wire cutters and awl is very handy in this. And of course, never forget your Sharpie. So your tool bag, your standard tool bag. Let's talk about the drills. We got the two main drills, of course, in life are our driller and our driver. So I always recommend the two drills. The one that's actually going to be drilling your holes, you're going to need a 2-inch hole saw for viewports and a 3.5-inch hole saw for your air handler units inside for the systems that'll go on those. Commonly be used on your rooftop units for your viewport, which you'll see here very shortly. Our drivers. The drivers that you're most commonly use are the 5/16 and your 1/4 inch. Your 1/4 inch mainly for your air handlers inside, and for your outside units, your rooftop units, it's mainly going to be the 5/16. Make sure you have all your drivers though, 9/16, 3/8, everything like that, because you are going to have to take apart those rooftop units. Accessories. You want to have the aluminum foil tape. A lot of times, especially in rooftop units and in certain situations, you're going to need tape, and you're also going to need usually some aluminum Reynolds wrap, aluminum foil. Get the heavy duty kind, and these are the two things that you're going to utilize to cover up any exposed wires that the UV light is going to shine on directly. So foil tape, Reynolds wrap. I like to bring with me some gutter glue for any type of sealing that I need to do, especially on rooftop units, to make sure that there's no water that's going to come in from the outside from what I've done. Your twist ties, and also a lot of times on my truck, I always keep some angle iron. I keep some flat stock. Certain things when you get into rooftop units, put together some type of bridging device to ensure that you secure the units in there correctly. Let's just talk about your little kit that's going to have all of your secondary parts. Make sure you have plenty of spare 1/4 inch drive and 5/16 drive. A lot of times you got to use a 90 adapter. Also, there's plenty of times where you're going to have to drill a 1/2 inch hole to put in your MC connector. So have you plenty of 1/2 inch hole saws with you. So when I get up on the roof, I want to make sure I have my ancillary kit with me, with plenty of 1/2 inch hole saws, plenty of drivers, plenty of spare Sharpies. Just make sure that you put on your UV sticker. So let's talk about our rooftop units. This is the system that's going to go on a rooftop unit. What we simply have here is we got our connector. All right, and this connector right here is going to be connecting to our switch. So I'll show you how that goes real quick. So this is your door switch. So whether it's a swinging door or a panel that comes off, this is your pressure kill switch right here. And what this comes with, when we say our military style connectors, this is what we're talking about right here. This is our waterproof military connectors. Just clicks in like that. All right. Then you're going to bring your outside power into your switch. It's always good to keep plenty of these guys around on your truck as well, so that you won't have to fight putting your grounding screws in, your grounding wire. So the grounding screw will be here, and you just bring in some of those wires. For me, that's the easiest way to do it, the grounding wire. Make sure that it's just a simple black, it's a simple switch. All right, and the switch is already going to be connected to the power here. So basically you just need to bring in your line side. If it's 120, then you're neutral. If it's 208, 230, 240, 277, doesn't matter. Then go ahead and bring in your two power here. This is power and this is power. And then of course your ground. The tough thing a lot of times, it just takes a little bit of practice, and that's getting your switch right. So when you're mounting this in your air handler, you really need to make sure that you measure correctly. I like to use a small little, I got a small little measuring guy I keep with me right here for being able to do quick marks. But measuring that so that that door will close, and close that down is very key. Takes a little bit of trick to it there. These have a little bit of adapters, space here to slide back and forth for your mounting plate. Sometimes you have to take the plate off and just screw this directly in if that's the situation. Again, just make sure that you've measured properly, so when that door closes, it's going to have plenty of insulation, but that insulation is going to collapse, and then that door is going to hit, or that panel is going to hit to close this. Once this is pushed, then your light comes on. To take it off, I'm going to see right here, boom, all right, right there, push down on your clip and it comes right off. So couldn't make it any easier. Earlier we mentioned the 2-inch hole saw. That's for your viewport. So you're going to basically drill the panel that you're going to be normally drilling is the panel or the door to where you're going to be able to see the ultraviolet light. So once everything's installed, once you placed your unit, you have to look at that door or that panel and say, okay, here's where I need to put my hole to make sure when I look through it that I'm going to see that UV light. Now, be very careful. Make sure you take those panels off, because it's very easy to drill into any of those Freon lines. And that is not what we want to do. So make sure that where you're going to drill this is free of any wires, of any copper tubing, of anything that could that will actually damage the HVAC system. So the viewport on the rooftop units, 2-inch hole saw, switch, and then make sure you put your signage up to warn everybody that, hey, guess what? This is UV light. So that the technicians come behind you will immediately recognize, hey, the UV light is inside of this air handler or rooftop unit. Like I said, I like to bring some angle iron with me. This is the aluminum angle iron or flat stock channel for multiple reasons. One of the main reasons is once you get inside one of those HVAC systems, If there's ever been any kind of adaptation done outside of what someone can know about just by looking at the spec sheets, then sometimes we got to improvise, adapt, and overcome. Angle iron and flat stock are the two main tools that I use whenever I have to get into some kind of creative bracketing and bracing. All right, everyone, here we are. We're going to show you how you install the lamp onto the rooftop systems. All right, so one thing's for certain, you want to make sure that your hands and the oils and things like that on your hands do not get on the tube. So almost every kit will always, you'll have these white gloves inside the box. If you don't have the white gloves, just use any glove. But ultimately, this is what the system is going to be like inside of an air handler. Right here is you got your 4-pin base. Now, the key is don't break the lamp. So I hold my fingers like this. All right, and then I'm going to get a close-up for this for you here with some pictures. Put it in like that, and you'll hear it snap. And up here is the lamp holder up here at the top. That's it. Sometimes this will be a difficult position, and once you get used to it, they're easy, but it does take a little bit of getting used to. If you have any questions, just give me a call. Thanks. All right. Goes in like that. See that little hook part right there. That is the key component. Just hook that in first, line it up, and it'll go right in. And boom, lamps are on. All right, good to see everybody again. Here is a quick little demonstration of the air handlers that are going to be found indoors. Now this, of course, is just a display model, but the ductwork will be coming out of here for supply, and the ductwork will be coming up underneath as the return. So when you go up to an air handler, and this, of course, is standing straight up, this could be mounted sideways, and I know in one of our projects in Maryland, we have a lot of air handlers that are going to be mounted sideways and vertically like this. So the whole key is finding out where our coil is. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to open this bad boy up so that everyone can see what it looks like inside. All right. So this is the coil. So now you're looking at the coil. All right, down here, all right, that's my filter, that's my return. We do not want to place our lamp here because our lamps at a URV 13 will degrade the filters greatly. We want to place our lamp somewhere up in this area. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And here's our 60-watt lamp. Now again, I try not to ever touch the glass itself, always use down here. I'm going to get you a close-up again. All right, right here is where you want to hook it to. The 4 pins are right there. So you put it in like that, and it just snaps right in. All right, now for purposes, as you can see, this would be the best place to put this. But let's practically see how that may or may not work out. All right. So we're only going to drill in 1 or 2 of these spots. So if I could place this guy here, will my lamp fit in here? And the answer is not really. Because what I'm doing is I'm hitting the bottom of my fan motor. So what I'm going to be looking at trying to do is come in like this. All right, that works just perfect. Plus, it's going to maximize the air draw goes into the squirrel cage for killing every type of pathogen with maximum efficiency. So now all we do is we take our plate and put it right here as low as we can, mark our dot, and take our 3.5 inch hole saw and drill into there. And that's it. So every air handler that you come to, the key point, we got to open them up to find out where the coil is, which is here. And we got to find out how we can get the lamp in there without running into anything. Now, as you can see, there's going to be some exposed wires up there. If the lamp is ever shining directly on wires, take you some aluminum foil and some aluminum foil tape and get them covered up so that you don't burn them up. When it comes to wiring it up, like all you're going to do is you're going to either, if you don't have a plug-in, then you cut and strip back your wire. MC connector. These work great. Come find where you put your 1/2 inch hole. Bring your wires down in, and house power is going to be coming in. Whether it's 208, whether it's 120, whether it's 240. 230, what doesn't matter, as long as it's not 460. If it's a 208, 230 panel that's feeding your air handlers, or 120, 240, then you're golden. Find where the house power line side is coming in, see where it connects to the terminal block, and then just where the load side is for the unit on the breaker, or internally in here inside this inside the air handler in here. That's where we wire it up. Land your power on the load side so that when the breaker is cut off for this, that the power is turned off of our lamp as well. Any questions or any doubts when you get there, take pictures, text me saying, hey, is this where I put my wires in, and I'll draw on there exactly where it is on the picture that you text me, and I'll shoot it right back to you. Thanks a lot, guys.